Welcome everybody. This is the top 25 preview for week 7 of the football season. I'm here with James. How you doing, James?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Good, good, good. Um we're just going to go through the top 25 games this week. We're going to give a little bit of info, not too much, but mostly just our picks. So we're going to start off with the early game, which is on Thursday, which is tonight for us. We got Clemson at Wake Forest. Wake Forest is number 21 in the country. Clemson is 3-2, and Wake Forest is 3-1. It's at Wake Forest. I think that Wake Forest wins this game by a touchdown.
Yeah, I also take Wake Forest to win. Um, Although it'd be just like Clemson to go ahead and win this game and make everybody think they're good again. Here in Dallas, because it's where I live, is the Red River Shootout, Texas OU this weekend. I'm going to take OU because they own this game except for when Vince Young is playing in it, and as far as I know, he's not. So OU.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Oklahoma too, but this is a bigger game nationally than probably a lot of people think. Um, this game, if Texas wins this game, I mean, I don't see them losing another game. They might go undefeated. But if Oklahoma wins this game, Texas is probably knocked out of the picture. I'm going to go with Oklahoma anyways. I think Oklahoma's offense is way too good. Next game is another Big 12 matchup. Pits Missouri and Oklahoma State. Both teams 5-0. Oklahoma State has just been putting tons and tons of numbers up on the board. I think that their last 4 games they've scored over 50 points. Yeah, they haven't played anybody all that good, but just being able to move the ball and score some points is great. But Missouri, I think that they're way too good. They're going to put some points on the board as well. Chase Daniels is way too good, and Jeremy Maclin. So I'm going to go with Missouri.
Yeah, I'm also going to take Missouri. As far as your comment about undefeated teams, Texas and Missouri play in the regular season, but Oklahoma and Missouri do not. However, you'd have to think they'd play in a Big 12 title game. Oklahoma State, I don't think is that good. I think that it's a product of schedule. Now to the Big Ten, we have Penn State and Wisconsin. This game is in Wisconsin. Wisconsin's lost the last 2 games. They drop out of the top 25, but Penn State's number 6 at 6-0. I'm going to take Wisconsin, the home team. I think that they're better than they've been ranked so far, and I think Penn State's a little overrated right now.
I'm going to go with Penn State. Penn State has shown me a lot this season so far. Uh, they're able to move the ball on everybody, and that defense has been pretty swarming. So I'm going to go with Penn State. I think it's going to be close, though. I'm sorry for Wisconsin because that'll be 3 losses in a row. Next game is number 7 Texas Tech at home against Nebraska. Nebraska, they looked awful last week against Missouri in a game where they were trying to get back on the national stage. Texas Tech has just been rolling everybody, and this is the best team that Mike Leach has had since he's been there. So I'm going to go with Texas Tech. I think that they have too much offensive weapons.
Yeah, I'll also take Texas Tech, and I see no reason to take Nebraska. Over in the Pac-10, we also have Arizona State visiting USC. Arizona State hasn't looked good at all, and USC looks like they snapped back out of it. So I think you have to take USC.
Yeah, I'm going to take USC at home. They seem to play big at home all the time, even though they're not sure if Sanchez or Mitch Mustain are going to start because of Sanchez's injury. Even if Mitch Mustain starts, I think that they roll. So I'm going to take USC. Number 9 matchup is Brigham Young, BYU, against New Mexico in Utah. Uh, BYU is way too good. I think that they stay undefeated until they play Utah later in the season. And both teams at that point, I think, are going to be undefeated. So I'm going to go with BYU.
Yeah, I'm also going to take BYU. New Mexico's not good at football. An SEC matchup we have is Tennessee Georgia. Tennessee sort of well documented how their season's gone, and they struggled with Northern Illinois even. And Georgia, I think, I mean, you've got to take Georgia. Although last year, Tennessee blew out Georgia. I don't see it happening, but I didn't see it happening then. But still, I'll take Georgia.
Yeah, I mean, you got to take Georgia, right? If Georgia is anywhere close to how good as we are, and it's at Georgia, our game was at Tennessee and we blew them out, and Tennessee has looked awful against a bunch of teams. So I think Tennessee is going to drop to 2-4. Next game is Purdue at Ohio State. If you would have told me at the beginning of the season, I probably would have said Purdue has a chance in this game, but Purdue ended up losing to Notre Dame, who I think a couple of high school teams could beat. Um, so I'm going to go with Ohio State.
Yeah, I'm also going to take Ohio State. I'm very excited that Beanie Wells is on my college fantasy team and going to run all over Purdue because Purdue is just not good at anything. Maybe aerospace engineering. Another SEC matchup is Vanderbilt at Mississippi State. Mississippi State's been kind of surprisingly bad, and Vanderbilt, I think it's fairly well documented how surprisingly good they are. I'm going to take Vandy. I think they keep it rolling this week, and this isn't going to be the week they fall, although I do think they fall. Got to take Vandy.
I'll go with Vandy too. I mean, Mississippi State's been very disappointing this year after all the progress that they made with Sylvester Croom last year, but I think Vandy's way too good, so I'll take Vandy. Next game is Utah at Wyoming, number 14 Utah. Wyoming's 2-4. I think they're terrible. I'll take Utah.
Yeah, Wyoming has gross uniforms too. That brown is just and yellow, just it's just bad. And Utah, I think, also rolls undefeated till they. Actually, I think they're going to remain undefeated and beat BYU. Maybe it's sentimental Urban Meyer stuff on my part. Then we have an out of conference matchup. Boise State travels to Hattiesburg to play Southern Miss. I'm going to take Boise State. I don't have any reason to take Southern Miss.
Yeah, I also take Boise State, even though they're not playing on their home blue turf. Boise State beat Oregon at Oregon this year, so got to take Boise State. Next game is Colorado at Kansas, number 16 Kansas. Colorado, even though they beat a team at home in West Virginia that we had talked about earlier in the season, Kansas, I think that they have too much firepower to for Colorado to stop. I mean, Colorado couldn't stop Florida State, and they've had some offensive woes. So I'm going to go with Kansas. Probably big.
Yeah, I'm also going to take Kansas. I don't think Colorado's an upset threat unless you're in Boulder. Another SEC top 25 game is Arkansas at Auburn. This is 4 tough ones in a row for Arkansas, and I think it's well documented how bad they are. However, Auburn just fired their offensive coordinator and didn't really seem to have it together before then, which was why he was fired. I think Auburn figures it out, and I'm going to take Auburn.
Yeah, I don't want to take Auburn. I mean, after seeing Arkansas play last week, I saw that they could move the ball, especially on the ground. Auburn has all these offensive woes, but I think that they're just way too talented to lose to Arkansas at home. So I'm just going to have to go with Auburn, even though I would rather see Arkansas win. Next game might be one of the better games of the weekend. It's Notre Dame at number 22 North Carolina. North Carolina finally getting back into the top 25 with Butch Davis. Both of these teams are rebuilding. For the last couple years, they've been rebuilding. Notre Dame, I can't believe that they're 4-1 right now. Even in their wins, they've looked awful. They looked awful in the Michigan game. They didn't look all that great against Purdue either. So North Carolina has some good wins on its schedule, even though they're getting decreasingly. They're not looking as good as they once did, especially Rutgers, who's now I think 1-4, and Miami, who's 2-3 or something like that. I'm gonna go with North Carolina at home. I think that they kill Notre Dame.
Yeah, Notre Dame sucks. Taking North Carolina. Another Big Ten matchup is Michigan State at Northwestern. Northwestern's 5-0, but I mean, does anybody really think they're anywhere close to as good as Michigan State? Michigan State, like the coaching staff, like the defense, I gotta take Michigan State.
Michigan State always finds a way to lose one of these games that they should be winning. Northwestern, yeah, they beat Duke, so 5-0 with a win at Duke is big. That's sarcasm, but I think that Northwestern wins this game. It's at home. The crowd's probably going to be rocking for it, and Michigan State loves to lose these games, so I'm going to go with Northwestern in an upset. And last game on the top 25 docket is Ball State at Western Kentucky. Ball State 6-0. They're looking great. It's their first time ever in the top 25. Western Kentucky, on the other hand, they're 2-4. Ball State, huge.
Yeah, you gotta take Ball State. Unfortunately, in our college fantasy league, you can't pick up non-BCS people, so I couldn't pick up Ball State's defense. I've pretty much been picking up whatever defense plays Western Kentucky every week, so that should tell you something. Ball State, the Cardinal keeps
All
going.
right, for James, this is Chris. Look for more podcasts from us on GatorsFirst.com. Take care.